media right now on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Independent Black Media.
On nights like this, I ride. Turn the music up to keep from crying. Wait till that sunshine. Please don't let the darkness keep me low halfway to the home base, yeah. Like a field trip, whoa. It's a real trip. And over your head, it's a guilt trip, yeah. To the south side, wow. It's a real trip. It's not a quick trip. It stays with ya, love taxes, it's a real trip. On nights like this I ride. Turn the music up to keep from crying. Wait till the sunshine. Please don't let the darkness keep me low halfway to the home base, yeah. Like a field trip, whoa. It's a real trip. I'm asking who can save me? You can't, baby. You can't, baby. Who can save me? Know that you can't, baby.
Hello, loves. You are tuned into WURD Radio. This is Save Space, and I am your host, Sincerely Sarita. Today is Monday, November 16th, a perfect day to turn our intentions into action through conversation. Shout out to all the folks who are ready to do just that. Those of you who are tuned in on 96.1 FM, 900 AM, streaming WURD TV on WURDradio.com, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. And of course, everyone who's listening in crystal clear on the free WURD app, which is available in the Apple app and Google Play Store. So go download that. Much love to our new and returning WURD members. If you missed the news, right, let me go on ahead and bring you up to speed because we are like 2 memberships away from goal, y'all. And it's officially sweatshirt season. So when you start or renew your WURD membership using the code SAVESPACE, that's SAVE, Save Space, you'll receive a free WURD sweatshirt. It's valued at $35. That special ends today. Today is November 16th. I've been telling y'all to make sure you start or renew your membership. It's going to fly by, and sure enough, November 16th is here. Okay, y'all know how 2020 been acting. It's here today. It's still here today, and then it's gone tomorrow. That's what 2020 feels like, right? So go ahead and head to wordradio.com/join now. Again, that's wordradio.com/join now to start or renew your WURD membership. If you already did that in the past week or so, can you call in so that I can personally thank you and just love up on you, because I need you to know you are so appreciated, okay? And I'm not even going to hold you. Kayla J is definitely competitive, and I am definitely a little bit competitive, and we wanted to blow our goal out of the water. And so, you know, being two memberships away, we're too close to not hit the goal. Okay, we're just too close. If you haven't already started or renewed your membership, I do not want to leave the airwaves tonight without having welcome to new people or to returning people or a mixture of both to the WURD membership family. Okay, support Black Talk Media, Black Talk Radio, Black Talk everything by getting a membership for a family member, for yourself, for a coworker, a friend, you name it. Okay, whomever, but just put folks on. Let them know about us. Okay, we are Pennsylvania's only Black-owned and operated radio station. We're one of few in the nation. We about this life. We've been about this life. It's not a trend or a fad. It's not a moment. It's a movement. It's a lifestyle. It's who we are. It's what we breathe. And we're about this, right? And I know you're about it too. So, again, wordradio.com/join now. Give the gift of wokeness. That's what I'm going to say. Okay? All right. So now that you have that and you know that you can head to wordradio.com/join now to start or renew your membership using the code Save Space. I want to, of course, acknowledge those who are tuned in over on Facebook Live, right? Our Word TV live stream. Y'all already know the deal, how we do around here. Tap the share button, start a watch party. We don't just save space. We take it up. We own it, especially in the internet streets. We all in that. Okay, we are all in that. So please, please let folks know the name of the show is Save Space, SAVE, and it's both that reminder and a call to action for us to reflect, to connect, to process all that is happening in the world. But first, let's process the weekend. Right? Shout out to my girl, Kayla J, holding down the phone lines, the board, and everything in between. Kayla J, hey, girl, hey. I saw you this weekend. You was working.
Hey,
girl.
Summit.
Hey,
girl.
Hey, how was your week? You know what? Stop it. You know we're going to get in trouble. Stop it. How was your weekend? How was the Uniquely You Summit? Like, all of that.
Listen, my weekend was so dope. It was so fire. Friday night, I got everything set up. Uniquely You started. We had prayer. Then all weekend, this Uniquely You Summit was just simply amazing. I wasn't 18 and under, but I definitely took away something. Just sitting there doing their production, watching everything. I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
Look, they really do drop gems at the Uniquely You Summit, though. It really doesn't matter like what age you are. Because sometimes, you know, you gotta talk to the little girl inside of you and speak to her, speak life into her, so that she knows she's loved.
Yeah, it was truly amazing. And any person out there that has young girls from the ages of 12 to 18, be on the lookout for Uniquely You 2021. Seriously, I know some little girls at my church. I'm fitting to register next year, and it's really great. As a 20-something-year-old person, I was really excited to be there in that space, and I honestly wish that it was around when I was their age. Even though we had wonderful programs, you know, I do not count it robbery for any of the programs that my mother placed me in. But if Uniquely You was around when Kayla J was in high school, she definitely would have been a part of it.
Yeah, I swear, like, and not to sound like an old head, but I am an old head, but not really though. But
that's what it made me feel like this weekend too. I was like, ooh, I'm old.
Right, like, ooh. I feel it just a little bit. But no, like the older I get, especially when I look at the programming that's offered to young women in particular, but definitely just knowing the people, right, the God-ordained people that are doing this work, the more I'm just like, yo, there are some amazing folks out here doing this work for our young people and really pouring into them with everything that they have, with the best of them. And I have to say, like, there is a program out there somewhere for the young people in your life to connect with them just where they're at, as their elders, as you know, the ones entrusted to take care of them, to love on them. It's our job to go out there to find those programs, to make those connections, even if it puts us outside of our comfort zone. It's our responsibility to them to make sure that we are finding and doing all that we can to connect them with the resources and the networks and whatever else that they may need. Because the goal is always, right, for the next generation to be better than the last, right, to go further than the current generation has made it. So, yeah, salute to Uniquely You Summit and everyone out there doing that work wholeheartedly, authentically, and you know, with integrity for our young people. Let's see, my weekend, y'all, I was really just nesting this weekend. I was all about, like, I want to get the house together and organized, and it was all about like cleaning and just opening up space in the house. So, you know, the family, we were hitting different stores and throwing out stuff and cleaning up stuff and, you know, reorganizing and rearranging furniture. And we got our Christmas tree up and all this good stuff. And it just almost feels like a totally new space. That is the beauty of when you obtain a certain level of clarity in your mind, it reflects in your space. So if you haven't already, really take a moment to to do an assessment of your space, of your physical space, your home, especially when you think about how much time so many of us spend in our homes now, whether it's working or whatever else the case may be. Take that time. We at the end of the year do an assessment. What are some things that we need to get rid of? What do we need to create space for? What is it that you're hoping to manifest? If you are like, oh, I need a new couch, or oh, I need this and that, and you ain't taking care of the one that you have, or you ain't making the most with what you got, like how do you expect more? Just some things to think about, creating that physical space for you to be at peace in your environment. I also, I put it out to the family. I said, we got to hit the grocery stores because it's about to be crazy. Okay, it's about to be crazy. So we stocked up. We knew there were some new restrictions that were going to be rolling out, specifically here in Philly today, and that was exactly the case. If you didn't know, we're going to bring you up to speed real quick. Because in response to rising COVID-19 cases in Philly, the city and Department of Public Health have announced changes to restrictions on businesses, events, and gatherings, as well as other activities to help flatten this pandemic, but more specifically the epidemic curve. So, more regionally, and to prevent hospitals from becoming overwhelmed, because we are starting to see that happen. And of course, we want to reduce the number of COVID-19 deaths. So they dubbed it Safer at Home, right? These Safer at Home restrictions are effective November 20th, and they are lasting through January 1st. I'm going to say that again, November 20th through at least January 1st. The Safer at Home restrictions are in place. If you don't know what they are, don't worry. I'm going to run them down for you real quickly. The following businesses and activities are not allowed to continue business as usual. Okay. High schools and colleges must move to online instruction only, with the exception of clinical instruction or students in health sciences. Indoor dining at restaurants and other food service businesses, that has to end. Okay. Takeout, delivery, and outdoor dining may continue, though. There are some additional restrictions on outdoor dining. Theaters, including movie theaters and other performance spaces, cannot operate. If you didn't know, some theaters have been letting you buy out a theater. And you can have, I think, like up to a certain amount. I know we did that at one point, and yeah, you can't do that anymore. Bowling alleys, arcades, game spaces, museums, libraries, casinos, recreational activities, sports for youth, community groups and schools, gyms, and indoor exercise classes. All of those can no longer continue business as usual. For libraries, if you go to an access center, those can continue to operate. There is curbside drop-off and pickup services for patrons that are allowed. And when it comes to gyms and indoor exercise classes, they say that exercise groups and classes can continue outdoors. There are also an end to senior day services. So senior centers and adult daycare centers, those have to remain closed. So just making sure that you have this on your radar, because this is affecting a lot of folks that I know. And so we got to make sure you have this information, right? The more we save space for safety precautions, the better chance we have of saving ourselves and each other in the midst of this pandemic. So shout out to all of us as we continue to do that work. If you know someone who ain't wearing their mask, who isn't following those protocols, just check them in love. Just tap their shoulder. I know some of our inclination is to give the evil eyes, suck our teeth, roll our eyes, and all that other stuff. I have to fight that back within myself sometimes, but we got to do it in love, right? Everybody's got a different perspective on this, but the truth of the matter is there are lives being lost because of this. There are people that are suffering in more ways than one, and if we can do one thing to try to flatten this curve to make a difference, let's do that. Okay. Anywho, got to take a quick break, but when we come back on the other side, we're going to do some headline highlights, let you know what's happening in the world, and I'm also going to let you know who and what we are saving space for today. The phone lines are open. Please call in, because this question of the day, I need to hear from y'all, because it's important with all that's going on in the world, for us to learn how to cut out the noise, tap into something deeper to guide us through it all. I know that's been an important way for me to maintain my sanity and stay grounded in what this moment in history is really requiring from me and my calling. So I want to know, how do you know when God, spirit, the universe, however you identify or name it, is trying to communicate with you? How do you know? Call in, let me know your thoughts. 215-634-8065. Again, 215-634-8065. You can also call in toll free, 866-361-0900. Again, 866-361-0900. How do you know when God, spirit, the universe is trying to communicate with you? This is Safe Space. I'm your host, Sincerely Sarita. It's 22 after the hour, and we'll be back after these messages.
Seniors, does your doctor regularly reach out to check on you? Can you walk into your doctor's office and see them if you need to? Do you have your doctor's cell phone number, and can you call them anytime, day or night? At Dedicated Senior Medical Center, their only specialty is caring for seniors. Dedicated makes it easy to get the primary care you deserve. Doctors spend more time with patients than the doctors you may be used to. They offer telehealth visits, help you get your medications, and even make sure you get to your appointments. If your doctor isn't treating you like family, it's time to say yes to Dedicated Senior Medical Center. Call Dedicated Senior Medical Center today to schedule a visit and find out what you're missing. Call 267-443-1900. That's 267-443-1900. Appointments are available now.
Hi, this is Jeff Brown from Brown's Family ShopRites and Fresh Grocers. Are you thinking about a part-time job to help out with the cost of the holidays? We have plenty of openings. You can apply online at shoprite.com/careers or freshgrocer.com/careers. Come join the Brown family today and help us serve the people of Philadelphia. Have a great holiday.
Did you know millennials make up the largest share of the U.S. population? They are known for being tech-savvy, practicing mindfulness, and being socially and ethically conscious. But they are also on track to be in worse health than previous generations. Pitch your best ideas, Philly. You have the power to help shape how we address millennial health and mental health challenges in our beloved city. We'll connect you with our mentors and get you ready for a pitch competition with our judges. Visit economyleague.org/wellcity.
WURD TV. We're streaming live video of this conversation right now. Tune in on YouTube at onWURD or on Facebook at WURD. WURD TV. Black Talk Media. Save Space with Sincerely Sarita. Right now on WURD Radio. 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Independent Black Media.
Yeah, yeah. Black girl, magic. I like my eyes and my skin and all within. People talk about the way I am. Natural hair and my chocolate skin. Walk is crazy, shit in my hips. Ain't nothing like a woman with some nice full lips. I'm proud to say I'm from the motherland. Nappy hair, guess it ain't so bad. Cause now they all want the braids and the dreadlocks. Paying money just to get the curves that I got. That's why I keep my head up high, elevated. Rock your curls and waves, you so fly, celebrated. We gon' stand up strong, all my girls, very proud. Run this world. You feeling that? Oh yeah, you feel it? I feel it, girl. So if you with me, yes, right on with me. There ain't nothing like it, that black girl magic. Cast my spell right on you. I know you with me. You wanna come and get me? 'Cause there ain't nothing like it, that black girl magic. Watch me now, what I do. Black girl magic. Black girl magic. Queen so divine from the Holy Land. Darker than the berry, that's that melanin. Like a goddess with a history of beauty and strength.
growing nation from all my roots. Supplemented with the sweetest fruits. Royal blood running through my veins. So don't you forget I was made this way. That's why I keep my head up high, elevated. Rock your curls and waves, you so fly. Celebrate it. Don't stand up strong. All my girls very proud. Run this world. She got that magic. So if you're with me, dance right on with me. There ain't nothing like it. That black girl magic. Guess what's spell right on you? I know you with me. You wanna come and get me? There ain't nothing like it. That black girl magic. Watch me now what I do. Black girl magic. Black girl magic. No, they can't keep their eyes off of you. Magic when you enter the room. Don't be afraid of the way you shine. Caramel skin, you're one of a kind. Tell your daughters you're all that is. So if you're with me, there ain't nothing like that black girl magic. Cast my spell right on you. I know you with me. You wanna come and get me. You wanna come and get me. There ain't nothing like it. That black girl magic. Watch me now what I do. Black girl magic. Yeah, that's right. Black girl magic. So if you're with me, dance right on with me. There ain't nothing like it. That black girl magic. Cast my spell right on you. I know you with me. You wanna come and get me.
I know you are rocking with us. This is Save Space. I'm your host, sincerely, Sarita. Shout out to all the folks who are tuned in over on WURD TV. Oh my gosh, Malcolm, listen, I feel you on this. He said, I need someone to save me space on my street. Parking on my block is tight and I need my car towed. Listen, I hope something opened up there. I've definitely, I don't know about y'all, but I've been going through that same problem around these streets in Brewery Town. This gentrification, y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all. I don't know why they build more houses and not the parking to accommodate them. It doesn't make sense. Somebody make it make sense for me, because this ain't it. Shout out to Anastasia. She said, Kayla, what's the name of the conference? Anastasia, I dropped the website to the Uniquely You Summit in the comment section. So if you're tuned in over on WURD TV, you have that link. It's uniquelyyou summit.org. And again, shout out to them. Kayla J was holding it down with the production of the summit this weekend. Leonard, Carlos, see you all. Jean, thank you for tuning in from Chester, PA. Jean also said thanks for the COVID-19 updates. There are some more, but I just wanted to make sure that you all at least had like the need to news about that, okay? But we have some folks on the line. If you missed the question of the day, again, I'm going to run it back. How do you know when God or spirit, the universe, is trying to communicate with you? Call in 215-634-8065 and toll free 866-361-0900. Really quick, before I go to the phone lines, want to let you know who and what we're saving space for today. In just a few, I'll be welcoming Jordan G. Welch. She is a singer, songwriter, filmmaker, so much more, joining us for Motivation Monday. She's going to do a live a cappella performance and share a bit of motivating energy to set your heart and mind right for the week. I know her from childhood, and we follow each other on Instagram, and today she posted this video of her singing, and I'm not even going to tell y'all the song. I just asked her if she could perform it live on air because that's how much it touched my soul. And I was like, we got to share this wealth. I can't be the only one that feels this. So she's going to join us. I'm so thankful she was able to do that. And then at 8 p.m., our licensed financial professional and friend, Joanna Jane, is back for Coins and Conversation. And tonight, y'all, we're talking about the most important investment you will ever make in your life. Can you guess what it is? You got to stay tuned for that one. Got to stay tuned for that. But right now, let's go to the phone lines. We have Rick on line one. Hey, Rick, thank you for choosing to save space with us today. What's on your mind? Oh, we got you there. Rick, you there? You there? Might have lost him.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. All right. There you go. Hey, Rick.
You can hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you.
Mike, I got a question for you. I've heard Dr. Glenn Ellis around the shows, the different hosts of the station, and I wanted to know if he's ever been on your show and if he's a medical doctor or a medical ethicist.
He has not been on my show. So I wouldn't even be able to tell you. I don't know.
Glenn is a medical ethicist. He is not a medical doctor.
There you have it. Kayla J. know, though.
You believe he's an ethicist?
That's what he is,
yes. That's what Kayla said.
All right. Well, if time permits, if opportunity provides, I hope you get him on the show soon.
Okay. All right. Well, Kayla J., I guess we could look into that, see what's going on over there. Let's go to Tyrone on line 2. Hey, brother Tyrone, how you doing? And thanks for choosing a safe space with us today.
Peace and blessing and much love and respect to you, and much love to my WURD family. Wait a minute. I got to tell her. I got my terrible two, who's now 3 years old today.
Oh, happy birthday.
See, she's saying happy birthday to you. She's no longer a terrible two. You're a wonderful 3.
It's the terrific twos. Hello.
Say hello, Mr. Rita.
Hi, baby.
It's your birthday.
Yes, it is.
It's your birthday. You got to say happy birthday to you. And you got to say thank you. Thank you. Well,
you are welcome.
She's so cute.
Let us say happy birthday first. Let her say it first.
Happy birthday.
That's my terrible 2.
Oh, my gosh, I love it.
She's past terrible 2 now. She's the number 3. All right, that's it. Hello. Peace and blessings.
All right.
Hey, look, I had to let y'all say, she is something. She was really a terrible 2. I am telling you. When they talk about them terrible 2,
this bro.
Well, she's past it now. She's a grateful 3, I guess. That's what she comes.
Got you.
That's the mama. She graduated from the terrible 2.
It's the wonderful 3s, and we wish her all the best, the best 3-year ever.
I just couldn't believe I was in the car, and I really wanted to do my little thank you to, all that WURD had did for the election, because they was talking about all along. Excuse me, everyone, we're on the phone. Let me go outside.
Well, I was about to say, how about you want to call us back? You can call us. You want to call us back later in the show?
Okay, I'll call you back because I really want to do my little poem out there for you. No.
All right.
She said call me back. I will do that.
All right, that sounds like a plan. All right, let's go to Kali on line 3 because I know we got our guest patiently waiting, and we want to get to her. So, Kali, thank you so much for calling in and choosing a safe space with us today. How are you? What's on your mind?
First and foremost, I appreciate the opportunity, and may God Almighty Lord continue to open doors for you guys so people be receptive to the movement that you got going on. I'm new to this station, but like I told Kayla J., I'm a friend of Tiffany's for years. And as a spoken word artist, not trying to plug myself too much, I just want to drop this truth on y'all because I live this. And I'm just now getting to a level of where I've never been before. I've been local. I've been, just doing weddings and funerals. But right now, the album is starting to make some noise. And this is how you know when God is speaking to you, because people will try to interrupt, will try to slow you down, will come with their hate, and come with what their opinions are. But you already know when God gives you a plan, you stick to that plan. You don't let no one deter you. You know what I mean? Even if it's someone, which it always is, immediate family, close friends, and then they change up after the doors open and, you know, you get to that next level. They say, oh, I always knew you was going to do that. You know, we knew you had that in you. Yeah, right, but you ain't helped me sell a song. My songs are up selling for $1. How many of you downloaded? Come on, man. But it is what it is. Like I say, the album Yesterday, Today, Tomorrow. Me, the spoken word king of poetry. You asked Tiffany about me.
Gotcha.
And like I say, once in a while, you got the girl come to sing live and a cappella. One day I want y'all to hear some of my material if God permits.
Gotcha. All right. Well, listen, thank you for calling in. And I also want to thank folks who have been chiming in over on social media, right, answering that question of the day. How do you know when God or spirit or the universe is just trying to communicate with you? What does that look like for you? I know that doesn't necessarily look the same for everyone. But I want to know what it looks like for you. I asked this question because my cousins and I, we have a group text, right? And I put the question out to them first. And my cousin Candy, she said, in my dreams, every time I'm looking for an answer or strength, God always comes to me in my dream, whether it's in the face of his angels, like my grandparents, or a visual or just a voice. I always feel like dreams have a meaning with us spiritually, and I'm big on them. And, you know, for her, that's what it looks like. For my cousin, my other cousin, Tanya, she said, the Holy Spirit lives in me and provides guidance in my thoughts and how I move on things. I can feel it. So it's more of just a knowingness for her, right, in terms of when she feels like God is trying to communicate with her. But I want to know what it's like for you. Melita said, I often get signs, seeing the same numbers frequently. And she went on to share how one day she went into Wawa. The ticket number for her food was 222. She got back in the car, looked at the clock. It was 2:22. She pumped gas. It stopped at $22.22 because her tank was full. That was all in the same day. And she said one of her spirit animals is a dragonfly. And whenever she feels alone or is going through a hard time, she starts seeing them everywhere. If it's not one that's alive, it'll be a picture or someone's jewelry or a tattoo. And that she even just gets messages randomly from people that maybe she hasn't heard from in forever. Sometimes strangers that'll come up to her and tell her things, and the messages are usually encouraging and kind. And so those are some of the ways that she knows when God or spirit is trying to communicate with her. And I think it's just, you know, I put the question out because we're getting ready for a new year. A lot of us are reflecting on this past year. And I think this is a perfect opportunity to really get quiet and still, to heighten our senses, to make sure that we're keeping our eyes, our ears, our spirit, our hearts, our mind open to any kind of communication that, you know, God or our spirit for glory and for benefit, our benefit is trying to communicate to us, right? So that we go into 2021 with a sense of peace and empowerment, and knowing that whatever we're about to step into is not only for us, but for our good, right? So that's you know, just something to meditate on. Malcolm said people from his past come into his dreams also, and that's real. But, you know, let me know what it's like for you. We're going to take a quick break. The phone lines are open, 215-634-8065. You can also call in toll free, 866-361-0900. When we come back on the other side, I'll be welcoming my guest, Jordan G. Welch. Stay tuned for that a cappella performance and get to know her a little bit too for Motivation Monday, I should say. This is Safe Space. I'm your host, Sincerely Sarita, and we'll be back after these messages.
Millennials are known for many things, but did you know that they are currently on track to have worse mental and physical health than the generations that came before them? The Economy League of Greater Philadelphia is challenging our communities to change that with the Well City Challenge. This community-led competition puts the power in your hands to help shape how we address major health challenges across our region, with an emphasis on inclusion and collaboration. So if you care about the health of your community, bring them innovative ideas they need to turn this challenge into opportunities for the millennial generation. Visit economyleague.org to apply today for a chance to compete for $100,000 in prizes and investments. The Well City Challenge is presented by Independence Blue Cross. What's up, everyone? I know you know the word. No, not the station, but this word. J-O-B, that is. And our friends at Amoroso's Baking Company are hiring right now. Amoroso's has been baking the delicious bread in our community for over 100 years, and they want you to join their team today. The old and the young love Amoroso's, and they are hiring right now. Check it out. They offer fair pay and provide health, dental, and prescription plans after 90 days employment. Call 856-754-0355 or visit amorososbaking.com for details.
Monday through Thursday, keep it locked to WURD Radio. At 6 a.m., start your day with the Power Hour, hosted by Bishop Dwayne Royster and Reverend Mark Kelly Tyler. At 7, it's Wake Up with WURD with Solomon Jones. At 10 a.m., it's Reality Check with Charles Ellison. Then at 1 p.m., it's The Source, hosted by Andrea Lawful Sanders on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and the Black Women's Leadership Council on Wednesdays. At 4 p.m., it's Evening Words with Nick Taliaferro. Then at 7, it's Save Space with Sincerely Sarita. At 9 p.m., round up your day with Keeping It Real with the Reverend Al Sharpton. Keep your dial locked to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Streaming live on WURDradio.com and the WURD Radio app. Or watch live on WURD TV via Facebook and YouTube. WURD Radio. Independent Black Media. This is not a fad for us. We will not resume our regular programming when things die down. We're not black to help our bottom line or because it's politically correct. We're not joining a fight. This has been our fight, our message, our people. Black lives have always mattered here. We are undeniably, indefatigably, unapologetically, permanently Black Talk Media. WURD. Save Space with Sincerely Sarita. Sincerely Sarita. Right now on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Independent Black Media.
And we are back. This is Safe Space. I'm your host, Sincerely Sarita, and it's time to welcome our first guest, Jordan G. Welch. She's a singer, a songwriter, a filmmaker. She is also a woman whom I don't even want to begin to count the years, but I know her from when I was like in elementary, probably before that, in Pittsburgh. And so we have been following each other. We found each other on social media. We've been following each other. She is a beautiful, beautiful soul and talent. And today she gets to join us on Safe Space. So, Jordan, thank you so much for joining us last minute. I appreciate you. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. It's been quite some time since we've even had a chance to just kick it, let alone,
yes,
get up to speed.
Yeah. No. I need to tell you thank you. There have been multiple times where you have shared, just you singing a song on your heart, or giving some behind the scenes look at what you have going on the singing front or the songwriting front or the vocal arrangement front or the young people that you work with or your film career. And I have to say, every time you share a video where you're ministering through song, I'm just like, I'm stuck. I can't do much of anything. And if there's someone near me, I'm like, wait, I need y'all to listen to this though. Like, listen to her sing and catch this spirit, y'all. Be quiet. And today was absolutely no different. And I don't know, maybe if it was the song that you sang, and that is one of my favorite songs. And so that's why I just had to reach out. I was like, no, you know what? I can't just keep hearing her just drop this little snippet on Instagram. I need something more. So I do appreciate you accepting the invitation to join us. Why don't you tell folks just a little bit about yourself, what you want them to know, and then yeah, I want to just open the stage and let you do your thing.
Well, hey everybody, I am Jordan Wells, affectionately known as Jordy G. Ironically, that was not a nickname I liked at all. I thought it was too girly. But then it just kind of created itself, and I just kind of stuck with it. Born and raised, and I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but the City of Champions, literally right now, 9-0, go Pittsburgh. But I have used the art space to, I don't even know how to describe it, but just help to bring perspective to life. I mean, for me, whether it's music, whether it's filmmaking, whether it's just flat out writing, or even just observation, I really enjoy personifying things that we may try to brush over in life. Being a creative, I have a more sensitive end and sensitive approach to things, and I want to make sure that, if nothing else, people feel felt and they feel heard and they feel seen in everything that either I create or I perform. So that's been a very interesting journey for me, and understanding the responsibility of that, especially in adulthood. Like, when you're young and you're a creative, you're like, oh, I just, I want people to know that I can sing, or I want people to know that I can do X, Y, and Z, and that's cool. But when you really recognize the responsibility of what it is you're called to do, it changes your approach, and it changes your decision-making and what's necessary and what's not. So I know right now, especially in COVID space, everybody has to stay relevant, and everybody has to stay in front of a camera or on their phones or on some kind of, technology platform. I don't care for that, to be totally honest. I haven't done a Monday Morning Melody probably in a few months, and I've been okay with that because I've really wanted to take the time to reevaluate what it is that is absolutely important. And I know technology is growing. I know social platforms are becoming inevitable, but that doesn't make it necessary at all times. So just doing what is the most responsible with the time and space that I've been given, and making sure that what is put out there is of essence, is necessary, is important, is targeted, and is intentional.
So this song today that you put up, the caption says, grateful, what a year. Grateful is an understatement. So definitely that space of gratitude. Can you first give us some background on how this song settled in your spirit, and then let's get into it.
This song, I honestly, when I was younger, I didn't pay much attention to it. I knew it was powerful, but I didn't pay much attention to it. And honestly, this year, if you take COVID away, if you take all of the craziness of the election away, if you take away, a lot of things that are happening within the racial construct, and I just focus on me, 2020 has been one crazy year, because I would spend the last 18 years committing my weeknights and my weekends to somebody else's agenda, somebody else's ministry, somebody else's company, and very rarely have I gotten the chance to actually sit and figure out what it is that Jordan needs, what it is that Jordan is supposed to be doing. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And that's not just a space of, like, permission to do something. But just because you're good at something, that doesn't mean that it's something you should necessarily do. And I didn't get that until I pretty much burned out and had to deal with a traumatic experience all at the same time, 2019 going into 2020. And so when I look back at just this year alone, and how I didn't completely crash, but I came pretty close, and how I still have a mind that I can freely think with. I still have a body that I can freely move with. I don't have any type of issue, health issues, no type of mental issues, none of that. I don't have financial issues. I've been taken care of even while, deciding to take a step back. That's a really big deal. And I remember telling somebody I fought hard, and I mean very hard, to have the mental peace that I have right now. And I'm fighting even harder to make sure nothing takes it away from that. So putting all of that together by itself, for me to be where I am today, grateful truly is an understatement. Then you compile the fact that we're in a COVID environment. We're dealing with a racial epidemic. We're dealing with the crises and the craziness of the election. We're dealing with the fact that humans are literally subscribing to evil, and how in this day I am still very much blessed with a healthy and whole family, with a job, with a church, with everything that I could need and a good bit of what I could want. Grateful is an understatement. So that's why today, almost a year from when this traumatic experience had happened, and almost a year from when I decided to say, you know what, I'm taking care of Jordan. I'm going to therapy. I'm doing whatever I need to do to make sure that I am not letting my life get dictated by so many things that I should have been healed from a while ago. This is it. And I'm going to make sure that I attribute some kind of moment to say, this is a milestone for me. This is a milestone for all of us. And at this point, if gratitude isn't a part of your everyday language right now, please find a way to make it so. Because we couldn't have gotten this far without God. We couldn't have gotten, this at this point, right, where people were dying left and right from this pandemic that we're still trying to figure out. This is grace being lived out. This is mercy being lived out. You got to make room for gratitude, and that's why I was very much moved to share this song today.
All right. Well, let's take it in. You done set our spirit right coming into this with a spirit of gratitude and acknowledging our blessings and the journey thus far, the mountains that we climbed thus far.
I've got so much to thank God for, so many wonderful blessings, and so many open doors of brand new mercy. Today, that's why I praise you, and for this I give you praise. For every mountain you brought me over, for every trial you see me through, for every blessing, hallelujah, for this I give you praise. For every mountain you brought me over, for every trial you've seen me through, for every blessing, hallelujah, for this I give you praise.
I'm crying. Oh, Oh, I'm crying. Seriously, if y'all tuned in on WURD TV, you see me crying. Oh, I gotta gather myself.
Good. God is good.
Thank you. Thank you. And see, y'all, I told you. I told you. I told you. No, seriously. That spirit of gratitude and really reflecting on the journey to get to this point. And just like you said, taking so much of all this year has come with out of it, right? And just looking at your personal journey, just looking at your growth, looking at your relationship with God, spirit, you know, whatever it is that you identify that's bigger than you. Just please know, like, you are blessed, you are favored, even when, you know, you see nothing but mountains and challenges in front of you. There is still something to be thankful for. There is still someone to be thankful for. Jordan, for folks who want to support you, who want to follow your journey, who want to stay connected with you, what's the best way for folks to do that?
Probably Instagram. Yeah, definitely Instagram. I try to be balanced on all social media platforms, but the older I get, the more difficult it is. So honestly, follow me on Instagram, Jordy G. Welch. You'll see the Monday morning melodies. You'll see my goofy side. You'll see just about every safe side of me, right? you gotta be intentional about what you share on social media. But I think that's the best way to keep in touch and to follow and see what's going on. Especially as we get into 2021, I've been blessed to join Jackie Hill Perry in her conference tour next year with Lifeway Women called Glory, and that's going to be an amazing time, and so much more to come in the months and the year. So follow me on Instagram, and let's go through life together.
All right, y'all. So she is Jordy G. Welch. That's JORDIGWELCH over on Instagram. If you're tuned in on WURD TV, I dropped a link to Jordan's song Trust on there, so you can check that out. And also for those who are listening in on 96.1 FM, 900 AM via the WURD app, don't worry, we're going to play Trust in just a few, so you'll get to hear that. But in the meantime, though, make sure you follow her, make sure you support her music. And Jordan, thank you so much for choosing to save space with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, girl. God bless. God bless. All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. I'm going to go dry my face, clean up a little bit. But when we come back on the other side, we are getting into some coins and conversation with our girl, Joanna Jane. So don't miss that. This is Safe Space. I'm your host, Sincerely Sarita. That Motivation Monday moment we just shared with Jordan G. Welch, I hope it just filled your spirit just a little bit. Cleanse your heart just a little bit, right? We'll be back after these messages.
What's up, Philly? It's Solomon Jones. The school year is underway, but never before has that experience come in so many shapes and sizes. Is the education of your child being left to a smattering of clumsy, in-person, and virtual instruction? The COVID-19 crisis has created a market for untested virtual teaching models lacking true credibility. Maybe it's time to reconsider and check out Commonwealth Charter Academy. Here are the benefits to your family. 1. An online education provided at no cost to you, complete with laptop, headset, and help with internet access. 2. Partnership with the market leader in cyber education with a nearly 20-year track record of world-class learning. 3. Delivery of a safe, reliable, and comfortable education experience over the internet directly to the confines of your living room. Visit ccaeducate.me today and discover the gold standard of cyber education. That's ccaeducate.me. Dietz & Watson has been making premium meats and artisan cheeses for over 80 years. And when it comes to stacking sandwiches and party platters, they've got something for everyone in the family, like maple honey turkey breast, American cheese, buffalo chicken, and more. So get to your local deli and taste 4 generations of family recipes. With Dietz & Watson on the table, you'll have everyone coming back for seconds and thirds. Dietz & Watson, it's a family thing since 1939. He's back.
This is Reverend Al Sharpton.
Keeping it real with the Reverend Al Sharpton.
In times like these, we have to stay connected.
At a brand new time, Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. till midnight.
I'm excited that Keeping It Real returns to WURD.
Keeping it real with the Reverend Al Sharpton. Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. till midnight. This program is pre-recorded. No phone calls, please.
Keep it locked to WURD 96.1 FM, 900 AM, WURDradio.com.
This is WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD Philadelphia. Black Talk Media. Grab your mic. It's time for Kayla J's Karaoke Song of the Day.
I used to think that I could not go on, and life was nothing but an awful song. But now I know the meaning of true love. Yeah. I'm leaning on the everlasting arms. If I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. Yolanda, won't you sing the song? See, I was on the verge of breaking down. Sometimes the silence can seem so loud. There are miracles in life I must achieve, yeah. But first it's got to start inside of me. Oh, if I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, then there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
Save Space with Sincerely Sarita. Right now on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Independent Black Media.
Need money. Talking about money, money, money. We need some money. We need the moolah, y'all. Got to get money. Got to get money. I'm gonna let
You are back listening to Safe Space. I'm your host, Sincerely Sarita. We're about to get into our Coins and Conversation segment with our girl, Joanna Jane. She is our in-house licensed financial professional. Before we do, just a reminder, the phone lines are opened. So go ahead, call in 215-634-8065 and toll free 866-361-0900. The question on the table: how do you know when God or Spirit is trying to communicate with you? What does that look like for you? Shout out to Anastasia, who's watching over on WURD TV. Anastasia wrote that she could resonate with a lot of what I believe someone else had mentioned that they experienced. And she said the dragonfly, Melita, she said the dragonfly, especially blue ones, is also a strong symbol in my life. When I'm in their presence, I feel a special connection to my son, who was a fatal victim of gun violence. So Anastasia, sending just love, light, we're wrapping our arms around you. She said, I also experience daydream type meditative states where I just get a strong enlightened feeling and receive answers and guidance on what's questioning me. And so want to know, what does it look like for you all when, when you feel like God or the universe or spirit, whatever you may call it, is trying to communicate with you or trying to guide you? What does that look and feel like for you? So the phone lines are open on that. Joanna Jane, I'm curious to know that, because listen, y'all, I know we talk finances here, but Joanna Jane be having a word in her. Okay, she is that's a spiritual sis right there too. So Joanna, let's start there. Like, what does that look like for you? How do you know when God is trying to communicate with you?
Great question. Believe it or not, it is when it seems like the answer is no to what I want. So most people might think it's the opposite. But honestly, I know when God is trying to communicate with me when I'm rocking and rolling, and then it just seems like walls just kind of came out of nowhere. Like, whoa, what's happening here? That's also like redirection. Go this way. Go left instead of going right. You were trying to go right. I need you to go left. And that's when I feel like he's trying to communicate with me. Often some people may think like, hey, when you're just super sailing and everything's happening perfectly, it must be that. But for me personally, it has been the opposite. Then what I end up realizing is after that redirection happens, and I'm able to say, that's the reason why that door closed, or that's the reason why it was temporarily not available to me, was because you were trying to prepare me for something greater. And then I'll end up having like a season of like, yes. That's when I know he's trying to speak to me in redirection.
Yeah. And you know what I noticed is, like, the more that you become attuned to that love language of communication, the quicker you can respond and assess, right? Like your emotions, your approach, whether you need to hold on tighter or let go, like you can be more responsive to what needs to happen. The sooner that you're able to really tap in and say, okay, wait a minute. Now, this looked familiar. The last time when God was trying to talk to me and get my attention, it's similar things were happening. So listen, y'all, don't take coincidences just for coincidences, okay? Like, let's keep our eyes, our ears, our spirit, our minds, our hearts open to the communication that God is trying to have with us. But Joanna Jane, I'm looking forward to our conversation today, because we're talking about the most important investment that any of us will really ever make in our life. And I put it out there earlier, I wanted folks in their own, minds and hearts to kind of guess what that is. And now we get to find out what that is. So let's get into it.
Yes, absolutely. So if you are not investing in yourself, you can never be able to see the manifestation of wealth. We often hear that wealth is the thing. Like, I want to create a legacy. I want to, have a lot of money. And that sounds great, but it's almost like you are a vessel, and it flows through you. It flows through your actions. It flows through how you think, how you perceive situations. I think the question that you have right now on the table is perfect to what we're getting ready to talk about, because if when challenges come up, we digest that as, I'm not good enough. this is happening because of where I came from or how I was brought up, we completely miss the bigger message. And as you grow spiritually, you'll start to say, okay, before I get mad in my flesh, before I throw my hands up and walk away from the relationship or walk away from the opportunity, God, what are you trying to say to me in this moment? What is the lesson am I supposed to learn in this moment? Which is why I want us to go through a couple points. One of them we actually started on last week. And as you all know, we're also on Facebook Live. So if you missed last week's show, go ahead and check that out. But one of the points that we're going to start off with is investing in your creativity. So we are all born with gifts and talents. If we ever look at our little children, for those that have little children, or if you have, nieces and nephews, they are the most creative in their younger state. They're like, no fear, jumping off couches, not thinking about their arms to be broken. They're spending hours drawing. They're bringing you these pictures where they can tell you a whole story and all you see is sticks. I mean, our kids are our most creative in their younger state. And as we get older, Sarita, and we hear a lot of these no's and people not encouraging that creativity, somehow it ends up being locked in a box. So I encourage parents, not saying that there's not a time for the word no, but be careful how often you are using that word, because it may be a time for you to be watering that seed of gifts and talents with your child. If they're always dancing around the house, before you get annoyed because you had a long day at work, maybe it might be a dance group that they can participate in, obviously COVID-friendly, social distancing, at a local community center, or, we got to put that precursor in there at this point with everything that's happening.
Right. But virtual classes work.
Right. Virtual classes. There are things that we can be doing to grow that part of them, because that may be the same daughter or son that grows up one day that ends up owning their own dance studio, right? So we should never despise these things that we see as so small or innocent as they're growing up. It's something that we should be watering. So as adults, if you had that experience, and you didn't feel like maybe your creativity was watered enough as a child, what you can actually do is start thinking about what are the things that made you happy as a kid? What were those things that, hey, you kind of feel like, I always wanted to try that, but mom didn't sign me up, or you know what, I had AP classes, I couldn't really afford, to spend time doing it. Whatever that thing is, Groupon it, honey. Google search it. See if they have classes in your local area. Sign up and try some things and see what actually sticks. Carve out time in your schedule. Be religious with it and say, no, Fridays at this time, this is where I learn, wood shop, or this is where I learn culinary. For me, believe it or not, as much as y'all see Joanna Jane buying the block and, giving the financial advice and so forth, I love crocheting. Like, I know how to crochet baby Converse sneakers and stuff and blankets. I love it. It's therapy for me. I often don't talk much about it because then people want me to make it, and I don't want to charge people for it. It is my own area of just being creative and working in a skill set that I always liked as a kid. My dad bought me my first, not a sewing machine, but he bought me all the needles and all this different stuff when I was a kid, and I got away from it. So I love crocheting. So be intentional with your creativity.
I love it.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say for the folks who are tuned in over on WURD TV, I'm going to go ahead for y'all and drop the Groupon website and the link so you can have ready access. When you start thinking about, your creative outlets or those things, like Joanna said, that as a kid you were really drawn to or just felt free when you did, Groupon and see what's out there. Because I'm telling you, like, I've gone horseback riding, I've gone on helicopter rides, all through Groupon. Okay, and listen, they're not paying me to say any of this. I didn't even know Joanna was going to mention Groupon, but that's where it's at. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop that link in the comment section, and loves who are tuned in on FMAM are on the app. It's GROUP, like group on.com. Check them out if you're new or you haven't heard of them before. Definitely the place to go. And Joanna, I'm so glad you brought up that return to your creative self. I remember years ago, I always loved singing as a kid, and even, was always in choirs and doing performances and stuff like that. But, when I hit a certain age and went through things, really once I became a teen mom and they, church set me down, said, you can't do that, honey. That stopped singing. But that passion was always there. And so once I got a little older, honey, went and found a vocal coach and started lessons again. And I was just doing it for me because it was just something that I loved to do. And it's funny. I'm so glad you brought that up because now you hold me accountable without even knowing it. I've been having that on my spirit. It's been on my spirit to get back into vocal lessons, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it now. So thank you for that. But yeah, let's get to your second point.
I have to say this.
Yeah.
How about when I was in elementary school? Oh, my God, this is so crazy. When I was in the 5th grade, and this is when SWV was, like, popping, right? It was 3 of us in the back of the class that used to write music and sing. In the back of the class, yes. There's something about writing lyrics. Like, I really enjoyed as a kid, but it wasn't something that was watered enough. And I was in choir and all that stuff, but I like writing lyrics. That's so funny. So, getting back to your creative stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you, and I'm at this point now, and I know my voice has changed, and I'm like, well, listen, I'm still passionate about it, so I think I'm okay with paying a vocal coach to listen to me sound a hot mess, because it feeds my creativity.
It's not for anybody else. It's for you, right? It might turn into something, but it's for you.
And I'm paying you to listen to it, and it helped me with it. So I might be okay with it.
Right.
Sorry in advance, but here we are.
Right.
You know what? I want to open up the phone lines on that. Loves, if there, what's the best way to put this question? Is there something that you were passionate about or you really enjoyed as a kid, right, on a creative front that you don't do anymore? What is that, right? Call in and would you start back up? Would you do it? Would you take classes or training or whatever it may require? Call in and let me know. Like, what was something creative that you used to do as a kid that you no longer do, but that you maybe miss? 215-634-8065. Again, 215-634-8065. You can also call in toll free, 866-361-0900. Again, 866-361-0900. And if you're tuned in over on WURD TV via Facebook Live, you can drop your response in the comments section. Joanna, you know what? We actually are coming up on a break. So how about we go ahead, we'll take that break, the phone lines are open, and when we come back on the other side, we'll get to your other points and go ahead and make sure everybody has that.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So, Loves, the phone lines are open. If you want to tell us a little bit about, what you were like or what you were into on a creative front as a kid that maybe you're not so much into before, call in. Also, that question of the day, right? How do you know when God is trying to communicate with you? How do you, or, whether it's spirit, God, the universe, what are the signs that you get that let you know, wait a minute, trying to get my attention here. Let me pay attention. Let me slow down. Let me listen a little more intently. Let me get a little more quieter. Turn out the noise. How do you know? Again, 215-634-8065 and toll free 866-361-0900. This is Safe Space. It's 20 minutes after the hour. I'm your host, Sincerely Sarita, and we'll be back after these messages.
Pico has many ways to help you lower your energy usage and save money at home. Here's one. If your heating and cooling system is more than 20 years old, it may be time for your contractor to replace it with a high-efficiency Energy Star certified model. You'll get a rebate from Pico and save on your monthly electric bill. You'll find a list of new heating and cooling system rebates at pico.com/rebates. Or you can call 1-888-5-PICO-SAVE for all the details. Plus, find instant discounts on smart thermostats and more at pico.com/marketplace. There's free shipping on orders over $49.
The WURD Radio Newsletter, keeping you informed, engaged, and connected. Sign up by visiting wordradio.com. Scroll to the bottom of the page and type your email address under Connect with Us. You'll receive the latest information on WURD Radio. Messages from our president and CEO, Sarah Lomax Reese, exclusive articles and multimedia content, and resources. Stay informed with the WURD Radio Newsletter.
In Pennsylvania, it's now illegal to sell tobacco products, including cigarettes, cigars, chewing tobacco, vapes, or electronic cigarettes to anyone under 21. Stores can get fined up to $1,000 for selling tobacco to someone who is underage. Know the law. Check IDs. Post your retailer license. Make sure only employees have access to tobacco products and only sell tobacco products to customers aged 21 and older. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Save the date. Friday, December 4th from 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. for the 5th annual WURD Empowerment Experience. And this year, the virtual and on-air event will be extra special as we celebrate the career of radio veteran Cody Anderson and discuss the importance of independent black media. For more details about the 2020 WURD Empowerment Experience or to RSVP, visit wordradio.com and stay tuned to WURD Radio. 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Save Space with Sincerely Sarita. Sincerely Sarita. Right now on WURD Radio. 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Independent Black Media.
It's been a week from how I lost my job at Five Guys. My girl just kicked me out, she says I'm lame. Maybe she's got a point, who gets the sack from Five Guys. She thinks I'm so incapable of change. But I can cut down on my speed, give you what you need. Take time to make time, girl, I can stop procrastinating. Be a little more prepared, show you that I care. I'll love you, I swear, girl. But tell me if I wasn't broke, would you spend more time with me like you said you do? Oh yeah, tell me what I'm supposed to do. 'Cause the only thing I need is to be loved by you. I'm starting out my 7th day of self-assertion, parading in my Calvins with no shame. Good Lord, I sit and think to myself, I'm in the low. But look around and see no one to blame. Maybe I can cut down on my sleep, give you what you need. Take time and make time. I can stop procrastinating. Whoa, 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 whoa. Be a little more prepared, show you that I care. I'll love you, I swear, girl.
You are back listening to Save Space. I'm your host, Sincerely Sarita. We're going to the phone lines. I believe we have Miss Rosalind on line 2. She'd like to answer the question of the day. Miss Rosalind, thank you so much for tuning in and choosing to Save Space with us today. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts are, yeah, I don't have to cook for anyone anymore. And it's hard. And I went to see Dr. Paul, and I got to lose a lot of weight. But with the spiritual part, Grandma and them used to say I could see things before they happen. And if it don't happen that way, it will come out some kind of way. So I'm learning, to love me now and let go and let God. And it's real hard, but I thank God for WRD being my new family. But I've been taking care of people all my life. I just don't know how, but I'm trying. And my health is in state right now. And you can't get out and stuff and do like you used to. And doctors want to feed you pills and all that. But it starts with you and the love. And that song that the lady was singing, my little sister, Monique Nicole, she could sing like Ella Fitzgerald. And she was my best friend. And I don't know where she is. So I'm just trying to love Rosalind again.
Yeah. Listen, there is so much going on top of everything else that we are already trying to work through within ourselves and in our lives. And I think, you spoke to just trying to learn to let go and let God, and to take care of yourself. And I think that's the best thing that you can do right now is prioritize you and your health. And, I know, like you said, we can't get out, we can't do as much. I've definitely been feeling that myself. And for me, it's like, all right, what can I do with where I'm at, right? How many times have we all, in our own ways, been in that kind of space in life where it's like you literally have only where you at right now to work with, right? And as much as that can be such a challenge, and it can feel like the odds are stacked against you, you are not here by mistake, right? You are not here by some happenstance. And so there is still power in what you can do for yourself, for your loved ones. But yeah, if you're not refilling your cup, if you're not prioritizing yourself, and I'm speaking to myself as well, y'all, because I I told y'all I just got back into my fitness journey, and my wellness journey, because of the fact I realized that wait a minute, I'm losing too much of me, and I can't do that. I cannot do that. So that required a shift in my life, even in the midst of a pandemic, right? That required me to say, you know what, time for me to go ahead and get back in therapy. It's time for me to go ahead and let me start working out at home or doing what I can. We got to work with where we're at. And I don't know about y'all, but staying prayed up is major for me. Staying in touch with my circle, reaching out when it's feeling too overwhelming. We have to lean on each other. None of us are going to be able to get through this solely on our own by ourselves. That's, first of all, we're not even designed to do that, right? We're designed to be creatures that require each other to live, to survive, to thrive. And so I know this pandemic at times feels like it's doing the exact opposite, that it's pulling us apart. But that's where the intention on our part is required, is being intentional in the way that we connect. And that's why this platform, even with WURD, is so powerful and I think so needed right now, because this is an opportunity for us to connect with each other. This is an opportunity for us to know I'm not in this alone, right? I'm not having to figure this out on my own. And I'm very thankful to Jordan for doing that a cappella version of it just left my head. Girl, brought me to tears. For Every Mountain by Kurt Carr. That's what the song was that she performed live. Because sometimes you just got to refill your spirit, y'all. Let's just keep it 100. You have to do that. Let's go to Bobby on line 1. Bobby, thank you so much for joining us and choosing a safe space with us today. What's on your mind?
Answer your question about how do God touch you. When I was a little girl, my mother died when I was 9 years old, and I went into a foster home, right? But I could not, a year later, I could not let go of the thought of my mother, not with me. So my first incident was I had a dream, and she was at the top of the stairs at an old house we used to live in. She said, "Come on, child." And then my brother, who's a year younger, he said, "No, you can't go with her." In the dream, so you can't go with her. She's dead. So here's my answer to, so since that time, whenever I'm stressed or bothered by something, or something has to be known, there's a family member that has, my sisters, 6 of them, they're gone. And it's 2 sisters that come to the one I was the closest to, and then the one who took the place of our motherhood. And they would come. And then the guy I used to be in love with for 50 years. Whenever something was going to happen, he would come. He would never say anything, he would just gesture. So I'm so glad you opened up this door, because I remember as a kid, people used to say, that child don't know what she's talking about. She's crazy. Or that's the devil and blah, blah, blah. So I used to try to hold back with believe those things. But when those dreams come, you get a relief. Thank you so much for putting this on the board. I appreciate you so much for that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, listen, I love when we get confirmation, whether, you all call in or not, that we're having the right conversations, that we're saving space for the right conversations. Because I do believe that that God, that spirit, the universe, a higher power is capable of communicating with us and is guiding us at all times. It's just up to us to make sure that we are quieting ourselves and paying attention, right? Because I think sometimes also there's this belief that like, oh, why would God talk to me? Or God, why would God communicate with little old me? Like, you created. You were created. You didn't just happen here. You were created. You are a vessel. And in being a vessel, that means that you can, you're a conduit. You can be communicated through and to. And let us not, think smallly of that power that we have. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. So yeah, there are things that you pick up on in the spirit or in your mind and your heart that you can't see with your physical, right? Or you can't touch or feel with your physical. But that does not mean that it's not powerful or that it's to be ignored. I'm going to take one more call before we get back into our combo with Joanna Jane. Let's go to Cliff on line 2. Hey, Cliff, thank you so much for tuning in and choosing a safe space with us today. What's on your mind?
Well, thank you for your words of encouragement, sister. You're right on point, and I certainly want to concur and confirm with you that yes, we are a spirit vessel, and we're a spirit being in a physical, like you said, a physical form, just on a temporary basis. And and let us, as particularly as Black people, we certainly have to believe with conviction that there is a Creator, there is a God, and then He has His kingdom, and then He has created a second and third heaven. And of course, with that being said, He has created the enemy, and that's where the enemy dwells. And so what we are experiencing right here on this earth is some of the backlash coming from the enemy, and he's going to attack. And so I say that to say this, is that those who have passed on, and we won't be here that long, we are soon to go home. And so we as Black people, believers, the worst thing that we can fear is fear and death itself. That is a reward. So what's our purpose? Our purpose on this earth is to do what's right, treat other people right, live right within the universe, within this earth. But particularly, we're only here for a moment. And when we leave this place, then we are going home. And, and just to confirm that, trust me, there are people that give testimony, and I truly believe it, sister. I never died and went to heaven, but there are people that have died and came back and gave testimony that there is a beautiful place, a place where there's no hatred, no harm, no pain. And matter of fact, when they are told to come back, they don't want to come back. They want to stay where they're at. So if they can say that and believe that, then trust me, sister, I believe that is true. So this is a word of encouragement to your listeners. You know what I'm saying, that this is real. We're here on this earth on a temporary basis, but God is real and His kingdom is real, and that's where I want to be when I leave. Thank you, sister. God bless.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you, Cliff, so much for calling in. So yeah, we're talking about the unseen, the spiritual, and I think that's just important for us to be real about that, because we have to invest our time and our energy and really getting into that space, right? And I do believe that part of the gateway, so to speak, to maturing spiritually, emotionally, mentally, is by investing in yourself, right? We were just, Joanna Jane and I, we were just talking about creativity as kids, those things that fed our creativity, that made us feel alive and free, and how, the older you get, the further you get from the things that made you feel free, that made you feel excited about life. And how that is an investment in yourself as an adult, is going back to those things, remembering, right? So much of life is a forgetting and remembering, a learning and unlearning. And so one of Joanna Jane's first points was invest in your creativity. And so if you needed that message, please receive it. It's okay to go ahead and invest in your creativity. Whether that's investment of time, energy, if you have some funds to go ahead and, get that vocal trainer or whatever it may be, do that. Invest in yourself and your talent. But Joanna Jane, let's go ahead. Let's keep this thing going.
Yes. So our next one is invest in your self-confidence. Oh, Sarita, this is so big. I don't think people heard me. I need people to hear me all the way in the back of the room. Invest in your self-confidence. It is so already within you. It is you that is needed to just believe it and to move forward on it, right? So I know some of this is going to sound like we're talking about faith, and part of it is going to talk about self-confidence, but it's like all in that same soup, right? It's like the alphabet soup, different letters, but all in the same alphabet, right? So as you think about your self-confidence, you want to consider a few things. Daily affirmations. Daily affirmations are so important. One of the things that I do, I have a push pin board right before I walk out of my bedroom that after I pray in the morning, I speak life over some daily affirmations that I have stuff on there. And at one point, especially when I was beginning to build my business, I felt like I wasn't spending enough time with my daughter, and I was really like beating up on myself, but I knew it was only for a season. So I would have words there that, I am a great mom. I give love. I am a role model to my daughter. Like, I would build myself up rather than allowing, oh, my gosh, I didn't spend time, or I didn't do this, or I didn't do the other. My daughter hates me. Because those are the things that, in my opinion, the enemy or that inner me, right, will have that chatter in your ear and tear you down. The next one is writing your goals down daily.
Wait.
Our good friend, Elaine Gonzalez-Johnson, she has a planner that I encourage people to go check out. I hope I'm saying it right. It's the Pray, Plan, Slay planner, and it's broken down into different areas where you can write affirmations, you can write out your daily goals, and there's a section in there that says slay your day. And what I do, I write out the things that I need to do for the day, and it does feel good when I'm able to go back and check off, like, oh, my goodness, I got 8 out of the 10 things I needed to do today checked off the list. It's like when you were a kid, right? And you know that you got the gold sticker as you were waiting to leave school to go get on the bus to go home. It makes you feel good that you can go back and check that list off. And then a big one for us as adults, oh my goodness, engaging in groups with like-minded people. Mind you guys, all of this plays into your self-confidence. Because remember, if you can speak life to yourself through your daily affirmations, you're writing your goals down and you're checking it off. You're building yourself up. You're like, oh, my God, I can do this. I can be the boss. I can be the boss, cook the food, take care of the kids. Like, I can do this. Be a great, spouse or partner. I can do this. But when you then get into groups of like-minded people, and you're able to say, oh, my goodness, you had the same experience this morning? Wow, you were also dreaming big like I was dreaming big? Now you feel like you're not crazy. Now you're able to see, well, if they were able to do it, I know I can do it. If you're reading books and you're reading out about people that have gone through different trials and tribulations and storms, and they made it, all these things play on your self-confidence. So daily affirmations, writing down your goals, making sure that you do that check off, give yourself a sticker at the end of the day, guys, and engaging in groups of like-minded people will build your self-confidence.
That inner me versus like enemy, that hit my spirit. That hit my spirit. Like they say, it hit different. It hit different because we so need to, I just need us to be aware of those two very real things, the enemy, right? And how that shows up. And yes, to goals, affirmations, and like-minded people, surrounding yourself with like-minded people who are feeding, who you're able to, feed and are being fed by, in terms of, that investment in yourself and your life and your dreams, so on and so forth. This is a good word. We was talking about the coins in the new year last week. This week, it's all about, that most important investment you'll ever make in your life, which is in you. And Joanna Jane, for folks who may just be tuning in and miss those points, can you run them down real quick one more time?
Yes. So we talked about investing in your creativity. So you want to schedule time, maybe do some searching on Groupon or Google what some hobbies that you can actually try, even if you feel like I don't remember anything from a kid. Then we talked about investing in your self-confidence, so writing your goals out daily. You can do this in a 99-cent black and white composition book if you don't feel like you can afford a pretty planner right now. The most important thing is that you're writing it down. And let me be clear. Write it down with your hand. There's a psychological connection to writing and your brain that you don't get with digital devices, guys. So please write it down. We talked about daily affirmations, write down your goals. making sure that you're going back and check off your goals at the end of the day, and also under self-confidence, engaging in groups with like-minded people. So let me just go a little step further in this area with engaging in groups. This can be Facebook groups with people that have similar interests. This can be paying to be a part of different networking groups with people that are of a certain industry of your interest. So some of these groups you may have to pay for, but again, it's investing in yourself, right?
That's real. That's real. When I'm thinking about a few of the networks I'm tied to, that small investment of membership, child, that gave some good return on investment. Let me say that. Okay. When you're very mindful and strategic about how you invest in yourself, I tell you, like, you can't even begin to conceive just how much of a return you're going to eventually see, right? And again, stressing this point that we can't microwave potential, right? It's not, everything is not just such an immediate turnaround. It's going to take time. It's going to take, patience, oftentimes. But nonetheless, you got to figure out if you're worth it. I can tell you already, I know you're worth it. But it's about you getting to that point of believing it. It's about you getting to that point of knowing that you're worthy, and that you are your greatest investment, and everything flows from you, right? And I can hear my spiritual folks like, no, it flows from God through you. So I will correct that. It comes from God through you, but there is action required on your part. There is intention required on your part, and that whole, power. Life and death and words, that is so real. And that includes in what you write and what you think and what you say. And so that, when Joanna Jane spoke about writing it down, pen to paper or pencil to paper, that is real. Write it down, get it out so that you can see it, make it plain. It's so important. And let's keep that in our spirits as we continue this journey of closing out 2020 and getting ready to enter 2021. But Joanna Jane, got to get ready to let you go. We're a little bit over time, and thankfully so, because it was some great dialogue. For folks who want to follow you or connect, what's the best way for them to do that?
The best way for them to do that is to follow me on Instagram at The Real Joanna Jane, Joanna Jane on Facebook. Also follow O'Hara Developments on Instagram as well. And if you would like to reach us directly, you can send us an email at info@oharadev.com. That's info@oharadev.com.
All right, y'all. There we have it. Joanna Jane. This is our Coins and Conversation segment. You can catch her every Monday right here on WURD, choosing to save space with us during the 8 p.m. hour. Her correct spelling of her name, just so you know, if you're Googling Joanna Jane, Jane. Make sure you follow her and show love, okay? All right, we are taking a quick break. When we come back on the other side, I did not forget about the headline highlights, so I'm going to bring you some of that. I know Kayla J has some things that were on her radar this past weekend. So, we're going to chat it up a little bit and then close this thing out, okay? Make sure, if you haven't already, you head over to wordradio.com/join now to start or renew your ForWord membership. Use the code SAVESPACE to get a free WURD sweatshirt. It is sweatshirt season. That's a double S. I'm double S, Sincerely Sarita. The show is double S, Save Space. So just get all that vibe, catch all that energy, and come on and join this ForWord family, okay? Save Space. I'm your host, Sincerely Sarita. We'll be back after these messages.
As a business owner, hiring and developing people from the community that your company serves is one of the best ways to show commitment to that community. Let WURD Radio help with Livelihood, our new initiative that connects Philadelphians with companies like yours. We'll feature your business, open employment opportunities, and resources to connect your company with talent and ensure that you reach your target demographic. To learn more about how Livelihood can help you build your team, visit wordworks.com. That's WURDworks.com. Livelihood is supported by the Nightland Fest's Local News Transformation Fund, Borealis Philanthropies Racial Equity and Journalism Fund, and the Solutions Journalism Network. Monday through Thursday, keep it locked to WURD Radio. At 6 a.m., start your day with the Power Hour, hosted by Bishop Dwayne Royster and Reverend Mark Kelly Tyler. At 7, it's Wake Up with Word with Solomon Jones. At 10 a.m., it's Reality Check with Charles Ellison. Then at 1 p.m., it's The Source, hosted by Andrea Lawful Sanders on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and the Black Women's Leadership Council on Wednesdays. At 4 p.m., it's Evening Words with Nick Taliaferro. Then at 7, it's Save Space with Sincerely Sarita. At 9 p.m., round up your day with Keeping It Real with the Reverend Al Sharpton. Keep your dial locked to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Streaming live on WURDradio.com and the WURD Radio app. Or watch live on WURD TV via Facebook and YouTube. WURD Radio. Independent Black Media.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. For all young people to succeed in Philadelphia public schools, they need adequate resources and materials. But not all students have the same access and opportunities they deserve. As Philadelphia public schools continue to operate with remote learning, we at WURD Radio want to do our part to help students have the resources they need to be successful. Please join us and our community partners, Global Citizen and the Cayuga Elementary School, by donating supplies online so students have the same supplies we would want for our own children. Go to globalcitizen365.org to make an online contribution of supplies."
Did you know millennials make up the largest share of the U.S. population? They are known for being tech-savvy, practicing mindfulness, and being socially and ethically conscious. But they are also on track to be in worse health than previous generations. Pitch your best ideas, Philly. You have the power to help shape how we address millennial health and mental health challenges in our beloved city. We'll connect you with our mentors and get you ready for a pitch competition with our judges. Visit economyleague.org/wellcity.
Save Space with Sincerely Sarita. Sincerely Sarita. Right now on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Independent Black Media.
Lord, I believe you for the better. Even in the pain, I know it's all working together. When I can't see past the now, I'm so focused on the how. You're gonna turn these things around for my good. When I can't see past the pain, can't see past what I have lost, so I can see what I have gained. I'm constantly fighting tears, but at times I let them flow just like a river. Streams of mercy follow suit, showing me just that the next is so much clearer. I don't know what you are up to, but when you blow my mind, I'll retrace it back to you. Lord, I'm asking you for more grace, asking you for more strength to wait. I just need to trust in you.
You are back listening to Safe Space. I'm your host, Sincerely Sarita. That was Trust by Jordan G. Welch. She was our first guest on the show today. She did an a cappella performance of For Every Mountain by Kurt Carr. And we wanted to make sure, of course, we show love to her as an artist for her song, her music. So make sure you follow her over on Instagram. She's at Jordy G. Welch. That's JordigWelch. You can find Trust on YouTube. I dropped it in the comment section over on our WURD TV Facebook live stream, so you can access everything there. Again, if you haven't started or renewed your WURD membership, make sure you do that now, because it's almost time for me to get off of air. And I was determined to make sure we got 2 more folks to either join the WURD family or renew their membership. So I'm gonna be checking in with the team tomorrow to see if we met the goal. I hope that for anyone tuning in for the first time today and heard this show, that you see the value, right? You see what we're bringing to the airwaves, not just in this show, but encouraging you to make sure you tune in for other shows so that you can really get a feel for the kind of programming that WURD offers, because I can say it's really 360, right? It's holistic in terms of showing up for our community and sharing our stories and giving us the information that we need to continue to level up and to improve and grow and evolve and all of that great stuff. So definitely start or renew your membership. Use the code SAVESPACE so that you can get your free sweatshirt, your swag. It's sweatshirt season. Rep Black Talk Media, Black Talk everything, because we rooting for everybody black, right? Anywho, before we get out of here, reminder, the city has implemented the Safer at Home restrictions. They start November 20th through January 1st. If there are any business owners out there who have questions about how to comply with the new restrictions, I want to make sure you have this number in your Rolodex, even though I know a lot of us don't use that anymore, but in your contacts, 215-683-2100. That's the Department of Commerce's Office of Business Services. So again, 215-683-2100. If you have any questions as a business owner about these new restrictions, we want to make sure you have all the information you need to not only comply, but also get any questions you may have answered so that you can keep that business afloat and get through this tough time. They also have an email too. It's business@phila.gov, business@phila.gov. In terms of the headlines, Kayla J, was there anything you wanted to make sure? I know you mentioned that they was talking about potentially having a black Jeopardy host. Is that right? Did I hear that right?
They're looking at LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton. Okay, I'm gonna have to Google.
Yeah, he's no offense to anybody that's, LeVar Burton family. Old black dude.
Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, him. LeVar. Okay. He was, what is it? He was in Star Trek, The Next Generation. Yeah. And the Reading Rainbow Bull.
Yeah, there we go. That's where, I couldn't remember where I knew him from, but yeah, him, that bull. I was really hoping they would go with a young host. That's the way they could gain their own momentum and become a classic in their right. Because he's already famous for Star Trek and Reading Rainbow. I was really hoping they would pick someone younger, to just make their mark on the
generation. I don't know. I definitely feel you though on the younger
part.
But there's a generation that can't catch the Reading Rainbow.
Right. There is, but at the same time, he already has stardom. Alex Trebek had his stardom made through Jeopardy, and I was just hoping that the next host would get their stardom through Jeopardy as well, not be a side star.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying?
Well, shoot, somebody cut LeVar a check. Get that.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
He taught a lot of us how to read. Now he going to teach us some other stuff on Jeopardy.
His show was a bit boring for me. I was not a Reading Rainbow kid. I turned it swiftly off and turned to Maury Povich. But
see, no, you can't even. Bye, Kayla. Bye. That was it. That said enough right there. That's all we needed to know. That's all we needed to know. Anyhow, yeah, I'm gonna tune in. If he is selected as the host, I'm at least tune in and see how he does. I'm just glad to see Boy get in check. I ain't seen him since Reading Rainbow, so that's what's up. That is what's up. On a more, I guess, serious note for a headline that was on my radar today, President-elect Biden issued his first economic address since winning this election multiple times this month, depending on which state came in, because y'all know he got Arizona. If you didn't know, he got Arizona. Yeah, but he warned that there was a very dark winter ahead, and he issued two calls. One to Congress to pass an economic stimulus package along the lines of the $3 trillion bill House Democrats passed earlier this year to immediately help, those of us struggling to cope with the coronavirus pandemic. And the second was to Trump to begin the transition process quickly. He's like, look, bro, we ain't got time for this. We got lives to save. We got stuff to figure out. Stop playing with my emotions. Let's get this work done. That's my words. That's not his. But nonetheless, that's where we're at with that. Meanwhile, we have Republicans that have dropped election suits in Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. The New York Times is reporting that plaintiffs in 4 federal lawsuits around the country are challenging the integrity of the presidential election. All filed notice this morning that they were dropping their cases. And that all happened within less than an hour. There were no reasons for dropping the cases that were provided. Still, there are some federal suits that are working their way through the courts in Michigan and Georgia and here in PA. But nonetheless, we moving forward, okay? We ain't got time for this. We got stuff to do. And that's all the more reason why that goes back to today's show of making sure that we are turning off, cutting off that outside noise, going in ourselves, getting quiet, paying attention to however God is trying to communicate with us, because our work is not done, okay? We got stuff to do, and we can't afford to drop the ball in any way. For our generation, for future generations, we got to continue to do what is necessary to keep us moving forward, right? So with that said, it's time to get out of here.
Before we get out of here,
again, I want to thank go ahead.
Can you hear me? I think we got a lag there. Before we get out of here, there was one headline that I really wanted to get to. And I just really wanted to congratulate our president and CEO, Sarah Lomax Reese, on being named one of Philadelphia's most influential African Americans by the Philly Tribune this weekend. Hey. The article, the video is out there, so make sure y'all go show her some love. It's a whole bunch of WURD fam actually on this list. Mark Kelly Tyler, Ryan Boyer, it's a whole bunch, but definitely shout out to our president and CEO for this.
Yes, boss lady. Yes, I don't know if she listened. If you listening, you did that. You did that. Make sure you support Philly Trip. We've been acting a fool today. Maybe that'll get us back in good grace. Anywho, but no, salute to everyone on that list for the work that's being done. Make sure you support the Philadelphia Tribune. You can head to phillytrib.com. We have to support our Black Talk Media folk. Okay, we are telling our stories, and that is so, so important. We know, we have seen what happens when we're not, and not that it's always bad, but we know that we just do it better, because we bring that perspective, we bring that firsthand knowledge. So make sure you support Black-owned media, Black-ran media, all of that good stuff, all right? And thanks, Kayla J, for making sure that we didn't leave the airways without sending that love and light to our very own Sarah Lomax Reese. So with that said, I also want to thank our guest today for choosing a safe space with us, Jordan G. Welch, for doing her live a cappella performance of For Every Mountain by Kurt Carr to help get our spirits and hearts right and in a space of gratitude as we get into this week. And Joanna Jane for reminding us that the most important investment we'll ever make in our lives is the one we make in ourselves. Much love and appreciation to Kayla J for holding down the phone lines, the board, and everything in between, using her God-given talents, through whether it's producing this show or the Uniquely You Summit or any event coming to a computer or a stage near you. We're so thankful and grateful to have her. If you haven't already, follow WURD Radio across all platforms, at onWURD on Facebook, at onWURD over on Instagram and YouTube. While you're at it, check me out on IG and Facebook as well, at Sincerely Sarita, SYREETA. Kayla J is at KALAJ_music nerd. Keep your dials locked to 96.1 FM, 900 AM, because up next is Keeping It Real with Reverend Al Sharpton. We're right back here tomorrow, 7 to 9 p.m. for another edition of Save Space. But until then, remember to taste your words before you feed them to someone else.